I'd buy some more.
Took me forever to convince everyone that the gold armor was the best armor. Every time I could, I would pitch in, you know, make sure funds were being allocated towards that important purchase.
As of this day, I'm still not convinced because I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
So good. It's the best armor.
Because you get the different ending, right?
Well, legitimate, the Dynamo Mail, being able to charge up your slash by bouncing is probably the most useful.
It's the best
But
armor.
the gold armor is the best armor.
It looks the coolest.
Everyone compliments
right.
you, you're super stylish, and you never look silly.
So you kept convincing me to get the gold armor. I think
So
I
good.
came in and bought it.
I think you bought the Dynamo
You
Mail
bought the
before
Dynamo
that,
first.
and you don't have that yet, so you probably bought the Dynamo.
Yeah, you bought the Dynamo.
And I kept getting confused in our recording. I would keep saying the Dynamo Mail was terrible because I was thinking it was the Momentum armor, which you also bought, I think. Unless I talk you out of it.
No, he bought everything.
You didn't buy all the armor.
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
No?
You didn't buy all of it. I don't
No,
remember
I
what
went
you
from
didn't buy.
Dynamo and then I bought the gold.
Because personally, the Momentum armor, I hate the idea of any armor that affects your being able to come to a standstill, because it's like you're permanently playing on ice stages.
Yeah,
And that bothers me, because those are always the most difficult, frustrating things to platform, is when you have a sliding mechanic. And I didn't want armor that would always have that going on, so...
It's broken. I want my money back.
I mean, on the record, this is probably the best armor in the game, but... unless you like casting, you know, a lot of magic. But, that gold armor,
I was
though,
using was the best.
yeah.
Yeah, I used the Conjurer for my second playthrough where I did
Your anchor playthrough?
my anchor playthrough.
Anchors ahoy.
That's what we should have done. We shouldn't have done a playthrough of Shovel Knight. We should have done an anchor speed run of Shovel Knight.
You know, it's never too late.
Because that armor gives you more mana and the enemies drop mana, right?
They do drop more mana, and you also take more damage, though.
Yeah.
So the idea is never get hit, never die.
They drop double mana,
Yep.
but you take double damage.
Oh, wow.
You still have a little bit of money. Maybe you
Yeah,
bought
I'll
a
take
health
it.
upgrade here, or magic? Magic. Hey, maybe you even bought 2 of them. No, you did not buy 2 of them.
Bought 5 of them.
And it's definitely something that's hard to showcase in an LP, but all the music you unlock, all the music in this game is fantastic.
You hit his thing away? I think you do.
I think he did that previously, but he was
Yeah.
charging it up, so he was testing it, and I still can't believe I didn't know about that. That was a highlight of the LP for me, was
Really?
seeing that frown on that kid's face.
Yeah! Oh, the Shovel Knight. You don't have no time for whimsy.
Oh, you forgot to get your eye core.
No, I don't.
Oh, there we
Yeah.
go. You just showed me.
Just so ready for people, the naysayers. You
Save
showed them
me.
for like a month and a half.
Dance? No, I don't have time for you to dance again.
Dance, though.
Can you fight him? I've seen pictures of
No,
what
you
look
haven't.
like people fighting.
You've seen people anger him and then not run away in fear. I don't even think he gets an angry face. You just get a dialogue box saying, "Why did you fish in here? Are you
Last
crazy?"
level first? Yes, I think I did.
Shortcut?
I think you skipped Portland, and I think you saved it till the end. Because you did the best one first!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah!
Color Night.
Eller Knight.
And so, I mean, later on, I'd say more about it. Not that any of us are going to hear that, that's why we're here now. But, I think this is the best music in the game, but I think it has probably my least favorite type of boss fight.
I agree with that.
So that's a mix that is unfortunate, but this music is... I love it. And air stages where you're constantly under threat of falling off the screen and dying are frustrating, but this level has some great mechanics as well.
Why did they have the
Floating
damn
electric
it.
jellyfish?
Yeah.
Because sky levels, and what are you asking here? Let's go hand in hand. Everybody knows.
Pissed. I was like, screw it. I'll just do that and then get mad.
Because see, that initial burst will get you high enough, but then when you fall back down, it won't elevate you as high. And it's really hard to convey that. I also think you weren't able. We'll see. I don't think you were able to get the item for this stage. I think you had to buy it later back in town.
Yeah.
So navigating the stage was harder than it normally would be if you'd had that halfway through it.
It's kind of like, what the hell's going on here? And then I got hit by the guy above me, and I was like, what?
Electro Wizards. This music is so good.
This is my favorite level track. My favorite boss track is the final boss track because it's just a great remix of the previous song. And I don't know if you were trying to do this on purpose or if you'd given up on this and then you accidentally came down
I
here.
accidentally got hit and fell down.
It was entirely on purpose.
Because I remember I was like, oh, you had us all fooled the whole time.
I was like, yes, I did. No, I got hit and fell down, and then when the screen turned, I was like, oh! And that's why.
Because that is one forgiving thing about this stage, is in any Mega Man game, falling down one of these pits to a screen you've been on before, you would just die, because bottomless pit.
You'd anchor right here, but no. Gonna use
Well, some of the Mega Man games weren't
little
like
phase lock it. Still get hit anyways.
Still get hit anyways. I was like, oh, that's cool, I can block them.
I think this is the only projectile from these enemies you can't hit back unless the frost ones also disperse when you hit them.
I was like, let's go, buddy. I won that fight.
And the wind mechanic.
Oh my god.
They do some cool things with it though, like the updrafts.
No, those freaking propeller guys, man.
Oh, I forgot all about them.
Those guys are
The
ass.
Hellenites.
Those guys.
They're really cool.
No, they're not. I hated them. I was like, what the hell is that thing?
Then you just pieced out.
Pretty much.
Did you?
I thought about it.
Oh, you're really going for it, huh? All right.
I was
go.
like,
Checkpoint.
yeah,
Break it, break it.
No, I wasn't gonna be like Dakota.
And like money, I know.
I was like, what the? Because I thought I knocked
I
him
never
down.
broke a single one of those checkpoints, and I died a lot, but I always recovered my money, and I had more than enough money to buy everything by the games, and I didn't grind any money.
But you
So
didn't have more than me.
okay.
Those helicopter halberdsmen, by the way, are my favorite
The
enemies in the
Hellenites. I'm not gonna stop calling them Hellenites. It's too good of a
I was
name.
like, oh crap, I'm on.
game.
Yeah,
I like
one more hit and
helicopter
you're dead.
halberdsmen.
Hellenites. Hella Howl Knights? How about that?
No, don't drink
It's pronounced
Ichor.
Icker.
I was like, yeah.
I think Icker's like better because it's icky. Icker's icky, man.
Look at me, just trying to man mode it here without using the heal.
It's
And I was
impressive
like, oh,
stuff.
crap.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, nope. No more.
back to the phase lock.
Just
They really
anchored, you would have hit him.
Oh man! Ugh, got scary. I can't remember if you got stuck on this level for a while. I think there's at least a couple of deaths on this stage coming up.
Probably right here. with
Copter
the
rats.
Copter rat.
Everyone's favorite.
They're this game's mascot enemy. They're the Goomba of Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
They
they're
really
great.
are. They're just
Oh.
can't pogo spikes. This is a long level.
This guy.
Helicopter halberdsman.
That's an axe, though.
Halberd.
Halberd.
It's got a spear point on the end of it. Yeah.
So you can use him for as a spear
Thrusting
or
as well, yes. Seems like a really awkward weapon to use, but you know.
Well, it's versatile and has long reach.
I suppose.
There's a reason so many of them existed.
I think it was more of an imposing thing, like, you know, you make a weapon scary enough, you never have to fire it, that sort of thing.
No. It's like swords. Swords weren't actually used that much.
Because they're super scary. Like, I want to get hit by that, let's just not fight.
Their reach and leverage are really shitty, and they're harder to make than spears.
What was it? Oh, the rats. I was like, why
Yeah,
am I
cleared them all
just-
out this time.
And I'm like, yeah, you can't fool me again. And then I fall down.
I think you're okay.
I was like, whoa,
Yeah, cut it. Maybe here, though.
okay. No,
He has
I
neither.
noticed the cloud where they hit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
This is a great platform mechanic, I love that.
Okay, so that's the ground. And that's the ground. Yay, money. I like how he just goes for the biggest one and pulls it out. Like, yeah, I got it.
Like right here is a very acceptable locket area in my Dakota's unhumble
But you
opinion.
could just jump and bounce.
Well, yeah.
You could use an anchor.
You can't use an anchor there. I'm realistic with my anchor usage.
Okay.
They're great. Like
So
right,
you use an anchor here.
Anchor boss.
I think
right
you
here.
might have even convinced them to be used. I remember saying I just pogoed on them constantly while phased. That was, and it worked. I killed them in seconds.
Yeah, but it's
Because
not
the blades
fun.
hurt you, so you have to keep phase locking every every 2 seconds, but you can just stay on top of
I
them
think you
constantly.
poke them twice, then phase.
Yeah.
Poke
Yeah.
'em twice, phase. Well, here, have it back.
And it did injure things. That's cool. I mean, I like this mini boss. It's fine. I wonder if this was the only mini boss in the stage, or if there's another one. I think I'm thinking of other levels, like the Explodatorium. Nice.
Money.
Which was really
Okay.
underwhelming for a mid boss here, because I mean, I was thinking like Mega Man 2's Dragon, like, or something like that would be more closely linked to a stage like this. But I don't like fighting that boss, so I'm glad nothing like that was in here.
You didn't want a yellow devil to show up?
No. Yeah, full disclosure, Yellow Devil, I can't handle it in the original game. In any of the sequels that had the Yellow Devil, it was way easier to deal with. Like, people forget, the original games didn't have the slide mechanic. You just had to be good, and I was not.
Short hop, high hop.
I'm glad you had that memorized, that
It
you
took a
have
while,
a portion
but I
of your
got it.
brain devoted to defeating the Yellow Devil. I don't have that.
I can defeat a devil. Can you?
Not the Yellow Devil.
I was like, okay, well that didn't do anything.
See, you didn't have it yet because you played these out of the order I played them out of. And
What was the little,
I threw down a little like Tinker Knight
yeah.
thing, and the first time I did that, it like blocked the air. So when I jumped on it, I wasn't blown up.
Really?
And every subsequent playthrough, it wouldn't do that. So I don't know if it was just a bug or if there was something about the placement of it.
I
if-
like things like this a lot in games.
Well, it's so simple. It's just Simon Says.
Well,
Just
yeah,
gotta
but
get
it's
the timing
fun.
down. Yeah.
You gotta poke.
I don't even know what to say right there.
Uh,
It's like you were trying to not do it right. Oh. I think he saves it, though. Here we go.
Phase.
Oh, I forget you can still hit them as long as you're invulnerable.
Phase
it!
Yeah!
Saved it!
It's part of the game. It's in the game,
Oh, yeah.
Dakota. I don't know why you hate on it so much. It's in the
Cheat
game.
codes are in the game too. That doesn't mean.
But they
it
don't
makes
let you unlock achievements.
Yes.
Phase lock does.
Yes, it does. Check and mate. Check and mate.
Well, you can have your achievements for not playing the real game. or
I
whatever.
am playing the real game. It's part of the game. It's part of the base game. So
Nope.
okay, I don't know what game you were playing because Phase Lock was in the game.
The real one.
Oh, what's
Beta
the-
Shovel Knight, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Did you go for him? Or oh, it went for him. Oh.
I should have phased. I would have phased. I would have made it.
I don't think so.
I think that
Yeah, I would have phased.
that should just be the subtitle of our entire playthrough for this game. Is
The
Shovel Knight
phasing.
should have phased.
Phasing.
Phasing.
It's happening.
Phase 1, the phasing should have phased.
I'll just I'll cut that. Oh, I should have phased.
I think I'm sitting here thinking like
Every
what?
death, I'll just put that.
I was like,
phased.
what?
I should have phased.
The guy appeared again. I was like, that's bullshit. Yeah, that's right. I got. And then I
You
go
probably
fishing
just
on
fished from the other side unless you just
Yeah.
got it while jumping over.
No, I think I fished on the other side.
It works. It's in the game.
Then I got a fish too.
Yeah, I never did try. Like, I think Mega Man 7 had a mechanic where you could summon Rush and he would just dig for shit in the ground. And there were key areas you could summon him where he would dig up one-of-a-kind rare items, some of which would allow you to do really amazing things later on. I don't know if there's anything like that here, where there's areas that don't have a sparkle that'll get you amazing things, but I never fished if there wasn't something. So I could have missed out on a lot of stuff. A lot of extra money
I
anyways.
think so. Extra money, yes, but I don't think any.
Well,
like,
then maybe
items.
there's some gigantic gem that you never see anywhere else in the game that you only get if you fish in a certain spot with no indicator.
That was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
luck.
I feel like you're not going to survive this on your
Nope.
first try.
This one takes a few tries if I remember. So.
Yeah.
I think this was kind of tied with Tinker Knight's level.
I've played various Mega Man games.
Really?
I suck horribly at them. I like platformers and stuff, but I'm not good at Mega Man. At all. Ever.
Well, they're not supposed to be easy games, and they're not. They're unfair, actually.
They're perfectly fair.
They're perfectly unfair.
But if you don't know what
fair is.
The idea of fairness in Mega Man is die to this thing, now
because-
what did you learn? That's Mega Man's idea of fairness.
It's fair in the way that, like, I want to be the Boshi is fair when everything is dodgeable if you're good enough.
Oh god, are you just screwed, or do you phase over? No, it's too late.
Should have phased.
He was almost cool.
Should have phased differently.
Yeah,
So I Want to Be the Boshi is a different kind of game, though. It's not a Mega Man game.
But it's the same
barely
concept for a platformer.
It's
Where
a bullet hell
fair.
game
It's
with
not a
gravity.
bullet hell.
That's all it is.
It's a platformer.
It's a bullet hell.
So are some Mega Man bosses.
But you can
Yeah.
get hit more than once in Mega Man.
Yeah?
And
I didn't
they
say
aren't
that- I
bullet
didn't
hells.
say-
They don't fill the screen with bullets that'll kill you instantly.
How do you have trouble with Yellow Devil?
He's huge.
Because he fills the screen
Yeah.
with things that'll kill you almost instantly. It's like you're like 5-shotable with that boss.
All I'm saying is, I'm not saying Yellow Devil is as hard as a I Want to Be the Guy fan game. What I'm saying is that the Yellow Devil is very difficult with the tools you have at your
trying to
disposal.
figure out how to do this.
And that's in game, when you have everything available to you.
You just have to jump
my-
probably.
I don't even know if Yellow Devil has a weakness to any of your weapons.
I think he's weak to electricity, if I remember.
That would be bizarre, because that'd probably be the only thing I didn't try on a Yellow Devil.
It's been years since I've played Friends, so don't hate me, but I think he's weak to electricity, if I remember.
Yeah, they're gonna start a comment
Yeah,
war
I've-
about
I've
how wrong
played-
you are about Mega Man.
I've played and beaten most of the Mega Man platformer games that were 2D. I have nothing to prove.
I still wish that they hadn't been sarcastic with 9 and 10 and used the old NES style. I want it to be the Super Nintendo Mega Man 7 style. I really like that. And I was really bummed out that it was the old graphics. But they're still great games.
Sportsman.
Oh, don't tell me I failed.
One of them more than the other, but yeah. Sheep Man.
Cheat Man?
He's like the dream world boss, because sleeps with sheep. I don't know, that wasn't very convincing. I think it's supposed to be like an Electric Boogaloo mind trip level, but I didn't finish that one, that stage. I beat 9, I did not beat 10, but I bought both of them.
You were mentioning, though, you could find items with Rush in 7?
Yeah.
So did they include a thing where you could store items to use later? Because the ones I always played, you could only switch between the powers you got from bosses. All items you found were used instantly.
I think even in the first game, energy tanks existed. Like, you could get the energy tank and it was in your inventory. I think you could store 2 of them. But it wasn't until later games where they added the sub-tank system where you had, I think that was a Mega Man X thing, where you had a just container that would fill up with excess life energy you picked up. Mega Man 7 didn't have sub-tanks, but I think you could hold like 4 E-tanks, 4 W-tanks, and like 2 something else tanks. And the E-tanks were energy, the W-tanks were weapon energy, and the other tank was everything energy. So you had so much to work with in terms of just trying over and over again or going through gauntlets of bosses.
He did it!
Plus, there were a lot of great secrets in that game.
That's right.
Forgot.
Should have
what was
broke
the
the
question again? I've
checkpoint.
totally gone off track of what you just asked about 7. Oh, Rush.
Rush, finding items and you hanging on to them.
That wasn't in the NES games. Not even in 9 and 10 that came out after. They did different things with Rush. I mean, you've always got your Rush Jet, just your moving platform, and you've got your Rush Coil, your spring, and that's a mainstay throughout almost all of the Mega Man games.
Copter rat.
There are some variations. Most of them being like when you fuse with Rush to turn into that like jetpack Mega Man that fires his fists. But different games did different things with Rush. Usually, if they went outside of those things, you were dealing with other robot assistants, though, like Beat the Bird, which was probably the best thing, is he would save you from an instant death pit.
Nice
That was the
with them.
best thing. And then you had the Game Boy game that had Tango the Cat in his only appearance. and I never played that one, but I think he just showed up on the screen and went fucking nuts and berserk and just spin dashed around like Sonic everywhere. Oh, you could have bounced off him! Oh well. Oh. See, any other platform game like this from back in the 80s, even though you just climbed up a ladder, like falling off the screen like would have killed you Castlevania style, so this is definitely a lot more forgiving.
It's a pain in the ass, but it is more forgiving.
Mega Man, you wouldn't die.
Maybe not all of them, but there's at least a couple of the early ones that had some shenanigans. Like that.
The first one you wouldn't. You'd fall through the next screen slide.
I could be wrong.
Mega Man is the
Maybe not
platformer.
Mega Man, but there are some very similar franchises where that would happen. I know Karnov pulled shit like that. Like you climb up a ladder and you go up to the next screen and you press down once and you die instantly, even though all you did was descend one run.
Copter rat.
Copter rat.
Right?
He's not even dead. He's just going back to his people.
So we can get another copter.
Yeah.
I'll get you again.
I like how they look like they're just all confused even.
I feel like if
Why
they
am
do
I
make
here?
a sequel, they should make a stage that's like a rat night or something like that, and the level will showcase all the varieties of those helicopter rats and any other type. Just be a celebration of their mascot.
And Rat Knight just is
He'd probably be just a joke boss. He'd just be a giant rat with a giant helicopter that just lazily floated towards
throws
you.
bombs at you
Maybe.
while floating towards you.
And I was like, okay.
This screen, you didn't have that much trouble with this screen. This screen was the biggest problem I had with this entire game, out of everything. I think I died
Once
like...
you observe the directions a couple times, I mean, I knew what to do. I'm not saying it's easy,
I knew it
but I was using phase lock religiously at this point in the game, so spikes meant nothing to me.
I do. You know how he doesn't use like his fireball wand when, even though it's like the ideal
Yeah.
weapon for certain situations.
Yeah.
That was me in the phase locket. I used the phase locket when I got it, and then for the spike treasure area. And I did not touch it ever again.
I was like, okay.
This is so good!
It's a great mechanic.
It would suck
Get
if
treasure.
it was an older game that didn't realize you need to put stuff on the screen that was also moving in the same direction.
Copter rats.
I think there were games that have mechanics
You got
like this.
saved by the wind there.
Yeah.
I did not notice that the first time.
There were older games with mechanics where it would have that wind, but there wouldn't be anything on the screen to indicate the direction. You just have to know the timing. So this is definitely way better than that. Is this the end?
Was the copter rat a designed enemy, or was that something?
It was the
that
first
got
enemy
lucky?
that you saw like in the beta before the game, when only the first King Knight level had been finished, and that's like the first enemy you see.
Oh, my petite blue friend, the sunset.
Gyroscopic Jester.
Let's reach the Tower of Fate.
I'm not even a big fan of this remix. And just all those level conventions with falling off the platform during a boss fight, wind pushing you around into holes during a boss fight. I don't want to fight the boss, I don't want to fight the stage.
I want to like Propeller Knight. I like his character. His moveset is not interesting and fun to me.
And I also don't understand, is he supposed to be intelligent enough to have built all this stuff? Because Tinker Knight's the mechanics guy, so this would have felt more appropriate of a fight for Tinker Knight to be flying around everywhere, even though this is an air level. I don't know.
He's a space airship. He's a space airship captain. He doesn't build it. He has people build it for him,
Fair
and he
enough.
leaves them.
This is some kind of philanthropist.
Sure.
Probably isn't.
Apple.
Maybe they're all great people.
Well, they are. I mean, you can choose to be friends with them, or you can choose to let them all.
Die.
Yeah. But
You let them all die. That's the true ending.
I didn't. I
That's
know
not
you were really pushing for it.
That's not the true ending.
Oh!
Friendship is always the true ending. That's how everything in life works
I don't
out.
know. I don't think
Friendship.
you're a friend with someone just because you saved them from dying when they tried to kill you in the first place.
What else would you be at that point?
Just a better person than them?
So you'd be like a snobbery kind of thing. Like, yeah, I
Well-
saved you. I'm better than you.
No, it's like the Batman has saved the Joker from dying. It doesn't mean they're friends.
They are kind of friends, though.
They're not friends.
They're the only people each other like knows and hangs out with on a regular basis.
You can know someone you're not friends with.
And hang out with them on a regular basis.
You can know someone in-depthly, and that's why you don't want to be friends with them.
Calling the ship.
I do like the broadside though.
I was like,
Yeah, no, it's great. And then it pulls the whole Yoshi's Island 2 thing and starts blowing holes in the stage, and that's fine too. It's just in a boss fight, I don't want to be dealing with this. I want to fight the cool guy. I don't want to do this.
Cool guy is an airship fleet captain though. One of his many airships he's called in to pirate you. It's part of his character.
I was kind of disappointed that the bombs did not hurt him.
I was like, wait. That's how I done the last 5 times.
He's also kind of an easy boss once you figure out how he works.
Well, once you just phase and land on here, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, clutch. Alright.
He's crying.
Oh, the propeller flies off into the distance. I
And his
never noticed
rose. He drops a rose too.
that.
but I think he
I
just
noticed the
threw
rose. I never noticed the propeller. I like it.
Survived with half a pit left. Sleeping by the campfire, do do do.